It is my great honor to introduce William McNary, and he is the president of USAction, which is one of the foremost leaders right now in the struggle to preserve Social Security in our country. USAction has 24 affiliates has organization in 24 states with 34 affiliates representing 3 million members. William McNary is a lifelong activist. He has a long list of credits here, but I would like to spend my minute telling a small story because I think the convention should know it. In 1999, I came here to Chicago representing the Communist Party nationally to attend the opening conference of USAction, their founding convention, not having any idea how we would be received. And upon arriving in a workshop, we ended up in the same workshop, and immediately I could see that we were being embraced and appreciated. And of course, B. and Frank Lumpkin worked so hard in Illinois Citizen Action, which William McNary chairs as well. He was quite aware of our history and our contribution. On that occasion, he chose to recognize me in the plenary session because a founding convention is always a little delicate as to putting together a variety of groups and so on and so forth, and he wasn't going to give an inch. And so he asked, would Joelle Fishman please stand? She is here representing the Communist Party. She is my lifelong friend who I just met yesterday. And one of his slogans is, we are not a club, we are a movement. He is one of the most inclusive and inspiring national leaders that I know. It gives me great pleasure to introduce William McNary.
Well, good afternoon. You know, my mama always told me you can tell what kind of a crowd you're standing in front of by the way they greet friends or the way they greet strangers when they greet you. So let's try that again. Good afternoon. Now that's more like it. You all would do my mama proud. At USAction, we say there are three kinds of people. There are people that make things happen. There are people that watch things happen. And then there are people that don't know what's happening. I can't think of any place else in the world I would rather be on a Friday afternoon than right here in a room full of aggressive progressives. People who are not just content to sit on the sidelines and spectate life, but who are active participants in the movement for social justice and social change. I truly believe with all of my heart, because you are gathered here today, our country will be stronger, our country will be more secure, and our nation's citizens to be, and yes, even our nation's immigrants will all breathe freer because of the work of the activists in this room have done, are doing, and getting ready to do. And if you're like most activists, you're often inundated and underappreciated and undercompensated and seldom celebrated. So let's correct that. Why don't y'all celebrate yourselves and your work right now with a great big round of applause. To all of the speakers and presenters who have preceded me thus far, let me thank you all for challenging our heads with good information, challenging our hearts with good inspiration, and challenging our feet with good instruction. Having me speak at a convention like this is nowhere close to a 50-50 proposition. I have already gained much more wisdom than I can possibly give. So with that disclaimer, let me tell you, like Elizabeth Taylor told her last husband, I won't keep you long. Let me at least be time disciplined. let me make my case and be time disciplined and talk about this battle for Social Security and why it's more than just a legislative fight or policy fight. It's a values-based fight. There's a lot of talk in D.C. about homeland security, and as we move to secure our nation's airports, our nation's government buildings, and our so-called nation's borders, we should be just as concerned about the social and economic security of those who live within these borders and beyond. Inequality matters. Inequality matters, and we cannot continue to sit idly by and let a corporation's rights or property rights continue to trump human rights or social rights or women's rights or civil rights or disability rights or workers' rights or gay rights or the quality of our environment. We must correct these inequalities. You are the people to do it, and the time to do it is today. But if we are going to win, my brothers and sisters, this can't just be about we're to the left of everybody else and we're smarter and we're righter and we're pure and we're better at everybody else. This has got to be about changing the nature of the political experience. We have to see ourselves in the center of people's lives because that's where we are. It is not us who are off center. It is our politics that is off center. And so we must be in the position to change the balance of power. And let me make the case in my 2 minutes left about why Social Security is a fight that we should all be fighting. To us, this was never just about Social Security as an issue. This is a way for progressives to redefine the proper role of government. This is about who we are as a society. And whether we reduce this to how much money I make in the last 5 minutes, how much money I can make in the next 5, I got mine, you get yours, or whether we maintain the mainstream view that we are responsible for each other. I am my sister's keeper. I am my brother's keeper. So this is not just a political fight. This is not just a policy fight. This is not just a legislative battle. This is a fight about the soul of our nation. As progressives, we should look to the values of the late Senator Paul Wellstone. He believed that every human being had equal worth, that every human being had the right to live a meaningful and fulfilling life, that beyond our own individual self-interest is a common good which prioritizes our communities and advances our mutual well-being, and that government should be used as an instrument to promote that common good. And so, my brothers and sisters, let us fight the fight for Social Security and redefine the way the government should work. I do not believe the future will belong to those who are content with the present. The future will belong to those grassroots heroes who are willing to make the personal commitment to make our country better. The future will belong to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. So members, dream big dreams of a secure America. And if you are successful, we will take our country back from those deficit-creating, secret-keeping, influence peddling, war-mongering, treaty-breaking, environment-desecrating, inequality escalating, free speech-hating hypocrites, and give America back to its people. Thank you for your work. Have a wonderful convention. Solidarity forever. Si se puede.